Hello and welcome to The Dispatch, the official podcast of, the team that's going to Wembley for the Carabao Cup final. I'm reporter Josh James, and with me today, not Frimmy, you may have noticed, but social media editor, and welcome back, Gianluca, how are you?
What a week it's been for the Arsenal, Josh. I mean, FIFA Champions Cup champions, Arsenal women, here on Sunday. Obviously won 3-2 in dramatic fashion against Corinthians. And then on Tuesday night, another dramatic finish with Kai Havertz scoring the winner against Chelsea to send us to Wembley, as you've said.
Yeah, I think since we last podded, the men's team have won 3 games. The women's team, as you say, have become champions of the world. So plenty of reaction from the win over Chelsea. And also we'll be hearing from Emma, who's got a special message for us as well, with a special guest. So stay tuned for that.
Can't wait for that to see that.
Let's do it. So, Jan, there's only one place to start, isn't there, after Tuesday night? A memorable victory as it was in the end. Looked like it's going to be a draw for so long, but it's nice to win both legs, isn't it? You were there, obviously.
I was,
Tell us about it. Where were you sitting? Where were you watching?
I was sat in the press box and being able to watch that. And we had the amazing light show that kicked things off at the start. And I really think it set the tone for the evening, because when you have that sort of gargantuan feel, when you come into the stadium, it's a semi-final against a bitter London rival as well. You need something to sort of like settle the nerves. It really brought the calm before the storm. Yeah. But sitting in the press box, waiting for that moment, and we were probing for a lot of that game, and we had a couple of great chances. Hincapié had a shot saved by Sanchez in the first half, and towards the end there was a penalty shout for Gabriel Martinelli. Could have gone either way. I think at the end it was the right decision, and Kai just capped it off after that relentless Chelsea pressure towards the end, where we just stood firm, resolute, our 20th clean sheet of the season as well, which is fantastic and phenomenal, really, when you think about it, because it was a much changed defence. Kepa Arrizabalaga between the sticks, who's been an adept replacement for David Raya during the cup run as well, just shows that that quality just stems from everywhere. You know, we've got great players for every single position, no matter where we see it on the pitch. And just everyone was able to enjoy it and to produce as well. And Kai obviously capping it off at the end.
Yeah, you mentioned a stat. I mean, I like a stat.
I do. You're the spreadsheet king, so I thought I'd bring my stats to the table when I can.
Well, there are a few that's come out of that one. And you mentioned 20 clean sheets, 30 wins this season. Our win percentage so far this season is up at 79%, which is way beyond the best season in our history. I mean, obviously there's still a few months to go.
There really is.
But at this rate, it's incredible. It hasn't been done before in all 4 competitions, which is obviously why that win rate is so high. Another win for Mikel Arteta as manager, because let's not forget, we bounced back from that defeat to Man United with a win in the Champions League to make it 8 out of 8, as we were talking about last week. Yeah. Then a big win away in the league, 4-0 at Leeds, and then another big win in a different competition. It's now 202 wins overall.
6 years of management as well. And he's higher than Herbert Chapman now, isn't he?
He's overtaken the great Herbert Chapman, a legendary name. In fact, only 3 managers in Arsenal history have now got more wins than Mikel Arteta already. So that's obviously Arsene Wenger stands. There's a long way to go for him to catch him. George Graham and Bertie Mee. So those wins obviously need to turn into silverware. That's what we've all been talking about. That's what he's been talking about. But certainly on the right track.
In great company as well, with such prestigious managers at this club. I think we're lucky in the fact that throughout our history, if you look at other clubs in terms of the amount of managers they've turned over,
a lot of those managers would have served a long time as manager, and it's paying off, isn't it? It's
really
paying
is.
off for
shows the longevity, and to be able to build a dynasty, which is what we're trying to do. I think there's quite a big thing within American sports. We try to build a dynasty, and you have your roster, you have your squads, and being able to do that. And we've definitely done that over the last 6 years under Mikel Arteta. And I feel like the Carabao Cup for me is really key, because it's unlocked so many opportunities for other teams in where they've been wanted to be, the Liverpools, the Manchester Cities, when they've won league titles and other trophies that come with it. And I feel like when we're playing Manchester City in the final, a team that has been there, done that, won every single trophy under the sun, I think that really galvanizes the team quite a bit. And it gives you such an opportunity to have that springboard to say, this could be one of many towards the end of the season, which would be, I think, fantastic for us as a collective, and really shows that the hard work does pay off.
So the 200th win came up against Carabao, which seems a while ago now, but it was since we last podded. Plenty of stats as well from that Champions League game, because we had 2 new lads making their debuts, two youngsters. And
Brandon Bailey-Joseph and Evie Ibrahim, who both signed their contracts with Arsenal recently, didn't they?
They did. What a way to celebrate for them, because, Brando's still only 17, so just signed pro. And that makes it 19 Hale End players that have been given their debuts since
really.
Mikel Arteta took over. And we've spoken about this before, I think, but the legacy numbers that every player, when they make their first team debut at Arsenal, you get given a number that is yours for life, of what order basically you made your debut for the first team.
And it's up at Schober, a realty training centre, isn't it?
That's right.
When you walk in towards where the players' entrance is, you see it on the wall in terms of all the numbers and all the players. And you're in such good company when you're within that number, really, because who does get to play for Arsenal? It's a privilege for everybody.
Well, there's 927 now in over 100, since 1886 Foundation, who have played a competitive first team game for the men's team. So you're right. It's in reception. It's also because I was there the other day, the briefing room, they call it, for the academy, where they were doing analysis. It looks like a sort of mini cinema. We do a lot of our interviews, actually. It's on every panel, every single name is there, so up to the latest player. And it says at the top, in huge letters, all these players have earned the right to play for Arsenal. Will you be next? So every time a youth team player goes in that room, they see that message and they're surrounded by literally the history of the club.
Absolutely.
So
and
2 more have been added to it.
Yeah, if you're seeing, for those guys, especially to do it in a Champions League night at home, because we've seen it in the past when there have been players who've done it away. I remember Thomas Cruise even against Olympiacos when he played, and he was one of our legacy players back then. Had to do it away from home, but probably didn't get the chance to play at home and in front of a big crowd, and to be able to do it in a game where we won.
The Tom Cruise you're talking about, not the actor.
Not the actor, not the actor.
Tom Cruise.
No, Mission Impossible. I'm sure. To be able to do it in front of your home crowd is something special. Your whole family there watching as well, and can only imagine the pride that they were experiencing throughout that whole moment.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
To be able to do it here is great.
We won't know our opponents in the round of 16 until after those have been played.
And finishing top has meant that we played that every second leg at home up until the final, if we were able to get there.
And we saw in the Carabao Cup how important that
is really important. Home advantage is great. That only helps, and you felt it last season when we had Real Madrid that came to town, and PSV as well. It's great. It's brilliant to be able to experience it.
Yeah, and we're talking of stats, numbers, wins. We got another one in the Premier League as well, away at Leeds.
We did.
At Ellen Road, which was, there's been so many of these records that you sort of gloss over them and they come so quickly because we're winning so many games. But that was our 5th away win in the month, the calendar month of January. Only ever been done once before in this club's history, which again is incredible. Shout out to Opta who put that stat out there. Again, those things that are making history, it just seems to be happening. Sort of every month we have a stat, and we had the consecutive runs of clean sheets earlier. Now we've got all these victories just in 1 month. It's the consistency, isn't it, that they're showing? Oh,
definitely. And Leeds United is such a difficult place to go as well. Ellen Road, we've seen in the past, where we've had title charges that have fallen by the wayside, like we did in 1999. You go there and you're up against a team that, battling towards the back end of the Premier League, who are really good at home. They have an amazing atmosphere there at Ellen Road as well. And to be able to come off the back of a Premier League loss against Manchester United, like we said, it was good that we had the Kairat Almaty game here at Emirates Stadium to be able to get that out of our system really quickly. But to then go on the road, and a Leeds United team that, have played really well when they've come up against the big boys. Even here for the first 25 minutes before we went 1-0 up in our win back in August, they were really holding their own against everyone. To be able to go there and just turn it over and just showcase. And we went through some issues before the game when Bukayo pulled out, unfortunately, and Martin was also on the bench. So, not playing every single player that we need, but again, it just shows the squad depth that we have to be able to say, the nonnies that come in and really take the game by the way. So got his first goal from the corner as well.
Yeah, it was given eventually, wasn't it?
He was begging Opta, wasn't he?
Yeah.
In the Premier League to say, come on, give me the goal.
It's on target. I always thought that was it. If the shot's on target, then it's yours. So, nice to see him giving a goal and an assist that day. So I've spoken enough about numbers and stats. You're here, Mr. Content Corner.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about the content on Tuesday night, because Frimmy, who's busy creating more content, he was in the tunnel afterwards.
He was in the tunnel afterwards. And what we try and do for these big games, especially these Category A games, as we say here, we have to have Frimmy in the tunnel because everyone recognises Frim. To have Frimmy there, who's got such an infectious personality.
And he's got a relationship, hasn't he?
He does, because he's done so much great content over the years, Colney Carpools and live at Showbers and everything. There's so much stuff that he's been part of, and Twitch when he first joined. And once they see his face, Someone who, is an Arsenal supporter at heart, who's lived through all the ages that we've had, the wins, the losses, the good times, the dark times, seeing that face when you're walking through and you're walking back into the home dressing room and he's the first person you see, you're going to want to interact with him.
Yeah.
And we can show you right now, because I think it's probably one of my favourite pieces of content that we've done so far this year. I mean, we're only into February, but...
Yeah, hopefully more to come.
Give it a watch?
Yeah, let's watch it.
Let's have a good.
Let's go, Kai.
No! Give him your name and then we'll get you in the chat.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Yes, come on. Let's go.
It's Frimmy, isn't it? It's just pure, unfiltered Frimmy.
It really is. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, by the way, or watching us on our social channels, please do get the chance to come and do that, because if you're listening in, you're only going to hear the noises, and you really want to see the visuals.
It makes no sense unless you're watching it. It's just literally screaming in the tunnel.
And talking about screaming, Frim was also screaming pitchside at one point. While we have our social media producers all around, dotted around the stadium quite a bit, we do try and capture the goals. So we have typically 2 people stationed behind the goal, one either side of it, because you don't know the way the players are going to run.
Yeah.
Normally they run towards where the bench is.
Yes, because a lot of the players' family and the boxes
they
are up
in
that
those
corner.
Boxes, and then obviously you've got the bench anyway, the support, substitutes go and celebrate in the corner. There's been so many iconic moments here at the stadium.
It seems that a lot of the time it's almost instinctive that it's that's our celebration corner.
It really
if you like. That's where we go.
But because Kai was on that side,
absolutely.
He decided to go the other way, and he did it before. He did it against Brentford a couple of seasons ago when he scored a last-minute header as well. And our social media producer Ethan was there pitch side to capture it. Just the pandemonium that just unfolded in front of him. All the players coming to celebrate. We had players for the substitutes bench making their way onto the pitch. Ricardo Calafiori, there's a video of him circulating online where he's taking his jacket off before Kai is scoring, I think, and then running on.
It's one of my sort of niche fascinations of football is a goal in injury time that puts you 2 goals up. Yeah. Don't ask me why.
Yeah.
It's just that sort of release of not to win the game, but to put you 2 up.
That cushion that you did.
Yeah, Gabriel Jesus against Man United. It's that sort of relief of we're waiting for the final whistle here so we can celebrate. But we're going to get to celebrate twice now because we've got the goal. Even if there's a minute to go, we're 2 ahead. So we've got that cushion. So we can celebrate the goal and we're just not going to stop when the whistle goes. It's a lovely moment because 30 seconds before that, we're saying, come on, ref, you're going to blow up here. We had Charlie Pete, who was our matchday reporter, and we went down after the game to speak to Mikel Arteta, as usual, and also Eberechi Eze to ask him his thoughts went back to Wembley, because obviously he scored the winning goal there, didn't he, in the FA Cup final last year.
And as a lifelong Arsenal fan as well, I mean, it's stuff that I've been dreaming of as an Arsenal fan to be able to go to Wembley, but to do it as a player is going to be unparalleled. Yeah,
we could see it in his face when we're asking the question. So we can take a little listen actually to what he said post-match.
Let's do it.
You've played in a final at Wembley before. Just give us a flavour of what's that like.
Yeah, special. It's the games that you want to play in. It's the games that you want to put these types of performances in. And yeah, it's special to win there for sure.
And what does it mean to be going there as an Arsenal player?
Yeah, that's different. That's different for sure. Of course, this is my club. From young, it's been the dream. So to win with Arsenal, to achieve stuff with Arsenal, this is everything to me.
We haven't won the competition since 1993, before you were born. How much would it mean to go on and win the trophy?
Yeah, that's the aim. That's the aim. You want to work as hard as you can, put in the type of performance that you need to put in. And for sure, if it comes, I believe it will come, and believe that we've got the confidence in the players to do it. So, yeah, we'll keep pushing for it.
The scenes at the end looked fun from the stands. How were they for you?
Yeah, special. The fans, you could see the energy throughout the whole stadium. To feel it, it was powerful, and yeah, it's a special moment for us.
Taken forward, forced wide. The shot across is in. Arsenal are champions. Oh, how they had to work for it.
So a cup final to look forward to for the men. And there was a cup final already for the women, which of course we ended up winning. When it was a late night, wasn't it?
It really was a late, wet, windy night. at Emirates Stadium, or as Arsenal Stadium as we call it under the FIFA guidelines, and it's just absolutely brilliant to be able to, again, do that in front of your own supporters, win it in dramatic fashion as we did. Caitlin Ford there at the clock end towards the end of extra time as well. Just a 5-goal thriller. What more could you want?
Yeah, I mean, it's Corinthians that made it to the final because the third and fourth place playoff was beforehand also at Arsenal Stadium after the semis were at Brentford, which we spoke about with Emma last week on the pod. We were thinking it probably would be Gotham, actually, that made it through. But Corinthians looked very good as well, didn't they? And
they caused a lot of trouble, a lot of havoc. And I think when you're only 1 goal out, well, obviously we went ahead early in the first half, and then the second one, Lotte Wimmermoy put us back ahead as well. I just think for so long in the game, when you're only 1 goal ahead in such tumultuous conditions, there's always a chance for the opposition, and they won a fortuitous penalty towards the end.
Penalty,
very debatable. I think Katie got majority of the ball there more than the leg, but I think. Yeah, again, to be able to show that mental strength throughout the game. And, we've been decimated in defence as well over the course of the season, but Lotte, a lifelong Gooner herself.
Great header,
really, and then just led by example. Player of the match throughout the whole game as well. And I think she'd really galvanised her teammates around her as well to be able to defend in numbers as we did. And towards the end, Caitlin obviously popped up with the winner.
Yeah.
In dramatic fashion. We captured it all pitchside as well. There's pitchside celebrations. Again, that's another moment where Caitlin scores on one side, our social media producers on the other, and then we're running around
to go and
the
get
track
as close
to be
as
able
you
to
can.
go. You know what? You want to get all the amazing celebrations all in there as well, and to be able to take that off, I think with such an amazing, it's the inaugural FIFA Champions Cup as well. Only in the world.
Yeah.
History makers.
Yeah, history makers.
That's what we're all about again. Yeah, we've won every single trophy now that's ever been made from the women's game, haven't we?
I heard Lotte afterwards and I said, you've made history. And Lotte was like, it's not easy to do that at Arsenal, make history, because so much has already gone before. It's not like a club that have recently become successful. Arsenal have been making history, Arsenal women, from the moment they were founded in the 80s. So to be able to keep doing that is actually really impressive for this team, because she said, we're standing on the shoulders of giants already. Yeah. They do have that sort of, it could be a burden of history for a lot of players, for a lot of teams, but they're really using it to inspire them to say, look what's gone before, the Invincibles team, the team that won the European Cup as it was then already, the team that won the quadruple. But rather than being intimidated by that history, this team is setting more and more history. Champions of Europe again last season, of course, and to win again at the weekend the way they did. And funny you should mention that the mental resolve to score, to concede in the last minute a debatable penalty when you think we're about to go and lift the trophy here. Yeah. But to come back from that, because I asked Martin Odegaard about it for his programme notes this week. He watched the game. And he said that's what he found really impressive. As it's always good to get that insight from a fellow player. He watched the game. Frida Marnham was named player of the tournament, wasn't she?
Got handed it by Arsene Wenger, of course.
Lovely moment. Yeah, so
really nice.
So he was very proud of her as a fellow Norwegian, but he said he was really proud of the way, really impressed with the way that the players put that behind them, kept calm, didn't panic, didn't think, here we go again. Deserved winners in the end. And it looked like Emma had a great day out, actually. We were speaking to her afterwards. She got her hands on the trophy, didn't she?
She did. Special guest. And let's have a look at what she had to say.
Yeah, she sent us a message. So this is just for our Dispatch listeners, I believe. So
Dispatch exclusive.
Dispatch exclusive. Let's take a listen.
Let's have a look.
Hey guys, Emma calling in from the Emirates Stadium press room. I'm sorry I can't be with you guys to record today, but I think I have a good excuse. I'm on pretty important babysitting duty because right here I'm holding the very first FIFA Women's Champions Cup. Ooh, very shiny. I probably should say plate, actually. A few people were making that joke. But it has some really cool details here. So these are all the continents of the clubs that competed in the tournament, of which we were the victors. The globe spins in the middle, which is pretty cool. And that's the last thing I'm going to do there because I want to take very good care of it. So on Sunday night, Arsenal beat Corinthians 3-2. Probably couldn't have happened in any more dramatic circumstances. A last-minute penalty to Corinthians. Caitlin Ford scores in extra time to give us the win. And all the while, it just didn't stop raining. it just was torrential the entire evening. I don't think I've ever been that drenched following a game of football, but it was all worth it in the end. We can officially call ourselves world champions now, I think, maybe. And we have also officially won every single trophy that is possible to win in women's club football. So an incredible honour. Amazing scenes. The fans did not let the rain get to them. It was great. There was DJ, light show, fireworks, the works, and the squad were absolutely delighted. The scenes in the dressing room, the pitch was so awesome to watch, and it's a massive boost ahead of a big game in the league. We're playing Manchester City here in North London on Sunday, 12 o'clock kickoff, so I hope to see as many of you there. And now I'm off to dry out the rest of my uniform. I'll see you soon.
Great to hear from Emma, and I think she's probably going to take that trophy home for herself, isn't she?
I think we'll have to wrestle it off her by the looks of it. Looks like she's fallen in love with that trophy.
I mean, who wouldn't? Especially when it's the inaugural one. And I think it's going to be so nice that here at Emirates Stadium we're going to have a couple of new additions now. Obviously, the way that we have around the stadium where we've got the trophies.
Oh, of course,
which we had, last season we added the men's and the women's together, so you got it in every single year.
Yeah.
So 2026, should I say, is going to have that inaugural FIFA Champions Cup and hopefully many more towards the end of the season too.
Absolutely.
And then what has been a nice new addition, if people don't already know, is that when you do the Arsenal tour here at the ground, one of the first things that you see as you walk in is basically a screen. Well, it's not a screen. It's more just a flurry of images of all the trophies that we've won so far in our history.
Men and women.
Men's and women. So it starts with the men and then it goes into the women. And obviously it needs to be updated.
So they've just put that up and it already needs to be updated.
It needs to be updated. It needs to have the Champions Cup at the end there.
Nice.
And it shows the image of the last time we've won it. So it's Mikel holding the FA Cup trophy, obviously the last time we won that. We've got Stina holding it for the women's, Jane Ludlow. You've got so many different players there that just so important to our history, paramount to our history, and they're just on the showcase there. And it's great for young supporters who are just coming into it, or people who just want to relive the glory days as well and see it for the first time again. Yeah,
plug for the tour, because the stadium tour is really good. For people who haven't done it, it's well worth doing. It's a self-guided tour, isn't it, where you can go around, you go in the director's box, you go pitch side, you go dressing room.
And you can do it via Legend as well, so you can do Legends tour. I had Charlie George do my one back in 2007, the first time I came to the ground.
What a legend Charlie is, by the way.
He's still working here. You still see him on a match day. He's always in amongst
Absolutely, he is.
The King of Highbury.
And there's a whole generation who absolutely still adore Charlie George, scorer of the winning goal in the 1971 FA Cup final. So he's always great to see. I think Theo Walcott and Nigel Winterburn and players like that have done Legends tour.
Faye White's done them for Arsenal women as well, I believe.
We should probably do a Dispatch special one day.
We should do the tour as we take everyone around, showcasing all the history that we have steeped in this amazing ground, which is obviously going to host another big game, well, two big games this weekend, but we'll look ahead to Sundays for Manchester City for the women's, to trying to get back into the top two. It's getting quite congested now between that second and fourth position.
Because
really,
City had a big win, didn't they, over Chelsea?
They did, really big
weekend.
Win. We had a big win before that against Chelsea ourselves. So it's back to back in terms of trying to keep that good momentum going as well.
Yeah, there's this Arsenal-Man City rivalry, which is just transcending the women's and men's game, isn't
really
it?
Trickling into both. Yeah, and it's such a big game. I think there's going to be around 40,000 people in the stadium on Sunday. Tickets are still available. Make sure to get them. It's a lunchtime kickoff as well. We're still fighting on three fronts. We've got the FA Cup to play. The WSL, it might still, we could close the gap on Manchester City this weekend, also, and we've got a game in hand.
Yeah, there is still plenty to play for, and as you said, it is so close. So absolutely, they would appreciate the support tickets on sale, as you say. When we come back, should we have a little look at Content Corner, because it's been too long for you to tell me about all the content that we've been...
There's been so much going on. I've been dabbling with a few bits and pieces throughout this podcast.
Something new as well, isn't there? You can tell us about.
Something new.
Great. Well, we'll hear about that in a second.
Very shortly.
So, Jan, you're not just here to host today. You still got to do Content Corner. So
I've still got to do my job.
You still got to do your day job.
Do my job, yes.
So, what's happening? What is occurring in Content Corner at the moment?
This week, we were able to launch Reddit.
So how would a supporter, if they wanted to follow Arsenal or get involved, if you've not been on Reddit before, what do they need to do?
Get yourself a Reddit account, sign yourself up. follow us. I think it's reddit.com/Arsenal.
Okay.
And then also there's just so many other little subreddits and other communities that you can be a part of. And I'm sure that it's not just sport that you want to be interested in. There's gaming, other culture, news, everything that comes with it. And you never know who you're going to meet on there, which is really, really great. So that's one big thing that we've had this week. We've also got Agony Arsenal launching.
Okay, what's this? Tell me about this.
So Agony Arsenal is where supporters come to members around the club with their dilemmas.
Right.
So you know those little columns that you see in the newspaper?
The old Agony Arm columns.
Yeah, exactly. So could be about relationships, could be about personal trouble, could be about your job, could be about anything you want to talk about. And Steph Catley is the star of our first Agony
Steph
Arsenal.
Catley's giving the advice, is she?
She's given the advice.
Okay,
so loads of little supporters. And we can actually show a quick clip as well to our supporters. There's an exclusive here on the Dispatch.
Okay.
We always love an exclusive here.
Okay, great.
Just to see what it's all about.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Agony Arsenal. I'm Steph Catley and I'm here to answer all of your dilemmas, no matter how big or small. I think I've got a video coming in.
Hi Agony Arsenal, my name is Summer and I'm 10 years old. I have great fun with my friends at football, but I really struggle trying to fit in with the girls at school. They just want to talk about hair and makeup. What advice do you have for trying to fit in with different types of girls?
That's a great question. I feel like it was something that I probably struggled with when I was a girl at school as well. I didn't have a lot of friends who were girls. I played a lot of football with the boys, and that is totally fine. It's amazing that you want to be playing football and you want to be running around, so follow whatever is in your heart and what you enjoy doing. Your friends will come naturally through there, and if that even means playing with the boys, then that's what you keep doing.
So yeah, that was Steph, Agony Arsenal, and we were hoping to shoot with loads of players over the next few months as well, so stay tuned.
So if you're writing to Steph, what dilemma are you facing at the moment, Jan? There must be something in your life that you want Steph to help you with.
Dilemma off the bat. How can I get tickets for the Carabao Cup final? That would be my dilemma.
I wasn't at the game on Tuesday. I was watching it with my dad, my brother, my nephew. The whistle had literally just gone, and my dad turned to me, tickets? They both got season tickets. I've never worked a game at Wembley because, I like to go as a supporter, so I don't know if I'll be working this year. But yeah, that's going to be dominated. That's going to be the word we hear a lot, I think.
I've got it in so many group chats so far. So yeah, Steph will probably answer that question.
Well, if Steph can sort that out, then she's going to have a lot of people.
She can do anything, really.
She's going to have a lot of people contact
So yeah,
her.
that's the great content that we've had, obviously, with Reddit and Agony Arsenal. And if you have missed in amongst all the FIFA Champions Cup stuff, which I really hope you do get to watch on Arsenal women's channels as well. There was also an incredible moment on Saturday. We have an away days with Frim, where we send him everywhere, all up and down the country, sometimes into Europe. And he's sat pitch side and he's sat watching the game. Sometimes does it on his phone, but this time the camera's on him.
Yep.
And his trousers fell down during Victor Gyökeres's goal.
Okay, right.
Yes.
What a way to celebrate.
What a way to celebrate. And I think that's probably a first that we've had here on Arsenal's channels. And Frim did it, bless him. He absolutely rode it out. Brilliant piece of content, and you should really go and watch it on our channels.
Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting that on Content Corner.
No, me
this
neither.
week. But,
what a way to end it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, I think we have to wrap it there because I don't know where else I can take that conversation. But no, thanks so much for bringing us up to date on everything that's happening. It sounds like again, as usual, plenty coming up and plenty to watch. And I'm going to go and sign up for Reddit, I think, now. So that's it for another episode of The Dispatch, and all I can say is more weeks like this week we've had. I mean, wins galore, trophies for the women's team. It's just what we wanted.
Yeah, really been some week.
It has. And next week we're going to do something a little bit different, actually. The Dispatch is going to be back on the road, on location. We've got a special episode for you with a certain special guest who I can't say.
You can't tell us now?
I'm sworn to secrecy.
We love Dispatch exclusive, and you're not telling us who the special guest is going to be.
Well, you know what? You can find out with everyone else next week, and me included. No, I know I've been sworn to secrecy, but it's worth listening to. It's worth tuning into. That'll be next week. In the meantime, what you need to do really is subscribe to the show, and you can do that wherever you get your podcasts from. And if you want to watch us, you can do that as well. Arsenal's official YouTube channel, or watch us on arsenal.com or on the official app. So until next week, thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See you soon.